Hey, welcome back. Okay, so if you have watched video 1, you have already got a working counter DApp on Midnight. You wrote a smart contract in Compact, you compile it, deploy it, and you actually run zero knowledge proof on a live testnet. Pretty cool, right? But I want to be honest with you. What we build, it works, but it's not how you would structure a real project. If you start adding a frontend, a mobile app, share libraries, things get messy fast with just npm workspaces. So today we are fixing that. We are going to talk about Turborepo, which is a game changer for monorepos. I will show you a real repository from EddaLabs that already use this type of monorepo. And then I will show you how I work together with Erick Romero to upgrade the whole thing so it's ready for midnight mainnet launch. Sounds good, right? Okay, let's go. All right, quick recap so we are all in the same page. In video 1, we built a counter DApp with two workspaces. Workspace 1 was the contract, compact code that compiles into TypeScript types, zero knowledge circuits, and cryptographic keys. Workspace 2 was the CLI, the app that imports those artifacts and lets you deploy and interact with the contract. The glue between them was npm workspaces, and it worked. But here's the question I want you to think about. What happens when this project grows? What if your team says we need to add a React frontend, or let's add a mobile app, or we should extract the SDK into its own package? Suddenly, you have 5, 6, 7 workspaces, and that's where basic npm workspaces start to break down. Let me show you why. There are 4 specific problems that show up as your monorepo scales. Number 1, no task orchestration. NPM workspaces can link packages together, but they have no idea about build order. If your CLI depends on the contract, you have to manually make sure the contract builds first. Forget that, your build fails. And the error message won't tell you why. Number 2, no caching. Every single time you run npm run build, everything rebuilds. You change a typo in your readme, doesn't matter. The entire contract recompiles. The CLI rebuilds, the front end rebuilds. Complete waste of time. Number 3, no parallel execution. Even if two workspaces have nothing to do with each other, they build one at a time, sequentially. Your 8-core CPU is sitting there doing nothing. And number 4, no affected detection. In CI, when you push a pull request that only touches the front end, CI rebuilds everything, every workspace, every time. For a big monorepo, that can mean waiting 20 minutes for a build that should take 30 seconds. These problems compound. And at the same point, your team starts avoiding changes because the build cycle is too painful. This is not the place where you want to be. This is where Turborepo comes in, and honestly, it's kind of magical. Turborepo is a build orchestration tool built in Rust, specifically designed for monorepos, and it fixes every single problem I just mentioned. Task graph with dependency awareness. You tell it which task depends on which, and it figures out the optimal execution order, automatic. Context aware caching. It hashes all the inputs for every task. Source files, dependencies, and variables. If nothing changed, it replaced the cache output instantly. We are talking about milliseconds instead of minutes. Parallel execution. Independent tasks run simultaneously on all available CPU cores. If you front end and CLI don't depend on each other, they build at the same time. And the affected flag in CI, it detects what actually changed and only rebuilds those packages. Front end pull requests, only the front end rebuilds. Look at this comparison. Without Turborepo, about 5 minutes. Sequential, full rebuild every time. With Turborepo, 30 seconds, cache, parallel. And the best part, setting up takes only about 5 minutes. You install it, create one config file, and you are done. Let me show you the config file turbo.json. This is the whole thing. you define tasks. Each task corresponds to a script name in your package JSON. So build, test, lint, those map to the script you already have. The magic property is depends on. When you write build with the caret, that means run build in my dependencies first. So if the CLI depends on the contract, Turborepo builds the contract before the CLI automatically. Then outputs. This tells Turborepo which files to cache. For the compact task, that's the manage directory. For build, it's the this directory. When the cache hits, these files are restored directly. No recompilation needed. And look, we added a custom compact task. That's the compact compilation step. Build depends on compact, so the zero knowledge circuits are always generated before TypeScript tries to use them. Declarative, simple, and it completely changes how fast you can iterate. Now, instead of building this from scratch, let me show you where to find real-world examples. On GitHub, under the Midnight organization, Midnight Network, there's a repo called Midnight Awesome DApps. It's exactly what it sounds like. It's a collection of amazing DApps, tools, and templates built by the community. If you scroll down to the starter templates section, you will find production-ready setups that you can fork and start building on. These aren't toy examples. They are really projects with proper structure, testing, deployment configs, the whole thing. And the template I'm about to show you is one of the best ones in there. This is it, the Midnight starter template from EddaLabs. And before I get into the technical details, I want to give you a thanks to Erick Romero and Taina Bax, who are lead members at Midnight. Thanks you both for this incredible contribution to the ecosystem. So what's in this repo? 3 workspaces. Counter contract, the compact smart contract. Same counter concept from video 1, but properly packaged as a standalone workspace. Counter CLI, the CLI app, but level up. Now it has test containers for automated testing, and it supports multiple network environments out of the box. And the real gem, front-end Bit React, a full React web application built with Bit, Tank Stack Router, and Tailwind CSS. This isn't just a CLI anymore, it's a complete web DApp. Plus, there's educational material included. It's not just a template, it's a learning resource. Really well done. Let me explain how the compile artifacts actually flow between workspaces, because this is a pattern you need to understand. It starts with the compact compiler. You run compact compile, and it generates the manage directory, TypeScript types, zero knowledge circuits, and cryptographic keys, all in one place. Now, this managed directory needs to reach 2 consumers. For the CLI, it's straightforward. The CLI declares the contract as a workspace dependency. When it imports from the contract package, npm workspaces resolve it locally. Done. For the front end, it's a bit different. The React app runs in the browser, so it needs the zero knowledge keys and circuit data as static assets. There's a copy contract keys script that copies those files into the front end's directory. The browser downloads them when the app loads. Same source, 2 different delivery mechanisms. That's the Monorepo advantage. 1 compilation, multiple consumers. Now, here is where things get really excited. And honestly, this is the reason I wanted to make this video series in the first place. Midnight Mainnet just went live on March this year. That's its massive milestone. This isn't a testnet anymore. This is a real network with real tokens, real value, real users. And the ecosystem has been evolving fast to support this launch. The ledger moved to version 8. The indexer API jumped to version 4. all the SDK package upgraded to 4.02. These are not minor version bumps. They are breaking API changes across the board. So if you're starting a new project on Midnight right now, you absolutely need to be on the latest version. And that's exactly what we did. I worked with Erick Romero, an elite member at Midnight, to upgrade the entire EddaLabs starter template. The goal, a production-ready template that works out of the box, right at Mainnet launch. Now, in this slide, you can see in detail all the upgrade made. We did an upgrade to the compact language from version 20 to 22, the compact compiler from version 28 to 30, the ledger from version 7 to version 8, the indexer from 3 to 4. We also managed to upgrade the SDK packages from version 3 to version 4, the Midnight node now working in version 22, and the proof server version 8. And once again, I want to thank Erick Romero and Dynabox for making this happen. And every dependency, every Docker image, every API endpoint, everything is full updated and tested. Okay, so this template is now the fastest way to start building on Midnight. Okay, so in this new template version, there are really amazing new features. Mainnet configuration. The template now has mainnet config class with production endpoints. You can literally deploy to the real Midnight network straight from this template. Real night tokens, real dust, real blockchain. 1 AM wallet support. The front end now supports both Lace and 1 AM wallets. Both are shown in the UI. Users pick their preference. Better user experience, more choices. And all of this, the upgrade, the new features, the 4 environments, every single file in the repository. That's what video 3 is about. In video 3, I'm doing a complete repository walkthrough. We will go through every workspace, every config file, every npm script. I will show you how to deploy to all 4 environments: local development, preview, pre-prod, and mainnet, live, step by step. And most importantly, I will show you how to use this template as a boilerplate for your own DApps. What to keep, what to customize, what to swap out the counter contract from your own. If you want to build on Midnight, video 3 gives you everything you need. Make sure you don't miss it. All right, let's wrap it up. Video 1, we went from 0 to a deployed DApp, understanding the fundamentals. This video, we level up with Turborepo for build orchestration, explore the EddaLabs starter template, and show you the major upgrades made together with Erick Romero for Mainnet launch. Video 3, we are going to go into detail. In every file, every environment, everything is going to be done live. Again, I want to thank to all the team in EddaLabs. This collaboration is what makes the Midnight ecosystem great. Builders helping builders, right when it matters the most. Fork the repo, check the documentation at Midnight Network, and I will see you guys in video 3. Keep building.